Hello guys, hope you are doing well. During the live session, I have some trouble with my system and that's why I have to discontinue. But I am back with the recorded video. So we can see the remaining questions. So for question number 17, they have said that air standard diesel cycle. What do you mean by air standard diesel cycle? Air standard means we know that any engine requires fuel to run, but in air standard it's a hypothetical situation, or it's a hypothetical engine in which the air is only employed to run the engine. This is not possible, we know, but it's a ideal case, and in this case they are saying the heat addition and heat rejection. What will be the trend of heat addition and heat rejection? So we all know that for diesel cycle we have a PV diagram as this will be the straight line actually. Due to some complications in this online software, I'm just learning it how to tackle this software. So it will take some time, but sorry for any inconvenience caused. So this is the PV diagram. We can also draw the TH diagram. So the cycle will run in this way, clockwise 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic process. Basically, it is a compression because the pressure is increasing. From 2 to 3, 2 to 3 will be a heat addition process. Heat is added during this process, and we can see that it is happening at constant pressure. Heat is added. Then from 3 to 4, it's a reversible adiabatic expansion. And then 4 to 1 is the heat rejection. So they are saying that check the options. If you see option 1, heat addition is at constant volume. No. Heat addition is at constant pressure. Yes, but heat rejection is at constant pressure. No. Heat addition is at constant pressure and heat rejection is at constant volume. Yes, correct. As you can see the figure, this option seems correct. When I will teach you thermodynamics, I will give you the way how you can convert PV diagram into TH diagram very easily. You don't have to remember anything how to convert. There are some ways or some process. If you apply those process, you can directly convert and solve any problems. Now let us see the third problem, that is question number 18. They have said that it's a question of hydraulic turbo machine. Okay. So hydraulic means what? Hydraulic means water. So it's basically, it may be a water turbine, most probably, but okay. They are saying that the value of enthalpy in the stator inlet and the rotor outlet of the turbine stages are H1 and H3. The enthalpy at the stator outlet, that means the rotor inlet, is H2. The condition they have given, and with the help of this we need to find the degree of reaction. Okay, so let us see how to solve this problem. Sorry. First we need to draw a rough diagram for this. Okay, so this will be your stator and this will be your rotor. So I'm writing stator and this is rotor. Okay, and they have given some condition. What that is, they have given here enthalpy as H1, here enthalpy as H2, here enthalpy as H3, and this stator plus rotor makes one stage. Stator plus rotor is one stage, and they have given that H2, this enthalpy H2 minus H1 is same as H3 minus H2, and they want to know the degree of reaction. The degree of reaction, which is denoted by R, is given as enthalpy drop across the rotor. What is rotor? Rotor is basically the moving part, maybe the moving blade, runner, anything you can say, that is the rotor. Stator is the fixed part, and it is also called as nozzle in turbines, like Pelton turbine we have seen. So R is equals to delta H, means drop in enthalpy across the rotor, divided by enthalpy drop across the stage. So I told you that this complete thing, stator plus rotor, makes one stage. So they want to know the degree of reaction. We can write across the rotor what is there, H3 minus H2, and across the stage, if we are saying, then we have to add both the part, stator part as well as the rotor part. Okay, so these two things we will add. So I'm writing here that from the given data we can write H3 minus H2, you can keep it as it is, no need to change it, and H2 minus H1, instead of H2 minus H1 you can write H3 minus H2, because the data is given like that, plus H3 minus H2. So this is in the denominator as well as numerator, you can see H3 minus H2 is common. So this will be 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is what? 50%. So the answer for this will be B. And one more important thing or characteristic of 50% degree of reaction turbo machine is that the blades are symmetrical. The blades are symmetrical means alpha 1 will be equals to beta 2 and alpha 2 equals to beta 1. Alpha is called the flow angle, beta is called the blade angle. So this thing will be there. Okay, so let us move to another question. Now question number 25. In question number 25, this is a simple problem from thermodynamics. They are saying that if we reverse Carnot cycle, what do you mean by Carnot cycle? Carnot cycle, we know it is having maximum efficiency because all the process in the cycle are reversible, and that's why. And moreover, it is working at it is, and the process are adiabatic and isothermal, and that's why it's giving the maximum work or maximum efficiency. But they are saying it is a reverse Carnot cycle. So reverse Carnot cycle will consume work. It will not produce work, it will consume work. So let us draw the simple thing. If it is going to consume work, it may work as a refrigerator or heat pump. So it is consuming work, so I am writing W in. Okay, let me change the pen. So okay. So this temperature we can write T1, this temperature as T2, the heat is flowing, this is Q1, this is Q2, and they are given this temperature as 27 degrees Celsius. You need to convert this into Kelvin, so this will be 300 Kelvin. This temperature they are given as minus 3 degrees Celsius, and this will be 270 Kelvin. Okay. Now what they are saying, the ratio of COP of the refrigerator to that of the COP of the heat pump. Okay. What is COP? COP is the coefficient of performance. Like in for engine, we used to use efficiency word, but in case of work consuming device like a refrigerator or heat pump, we used to denote COP. COP means coefficient of performance rather than efficiency. So remember one thing, we will prove it later when we will study thermodynamics, but as of now just keep in mind COP of heat pump will be 1 plus COP of refrigerator. This is always applicable for any type. It's not necessary that it should be only reversible engine or reversible cycle. Sorry, not engine, reversible cycle. It is applicable everywhere. Any for irreversible cycle also. But what is heat pump? When this cycle can work as a heat pump? Heat pump means basically when we will focus on the heating part of this system. See, when we supply work to this machine and it start extracting heat from the or low temperature reservoir, and it delivers heat to the high temperature reservoir. We always know that without the help of anything, uh, due to entropy, the tendency is that the heat flows from high temperature to low temperature. But here in this case, it is doing in opposite, or it is going in opposite way from low temperature to high temperature. So for that we need to supply work. This is the actually entropy. So so when we will focus on this Q2, on this heat, the heat that is supplied to the room, this will give us heat pump. And whenever we are saying that we are extracting heat from some reservoir, then in that case we will refer it with refrigerator. Okay, so you can say COP of heat pump is Q2 divided by work in input, and COP of refrigerator is Q1 divided by work input. So what they are saying, they have given the data and they have said reversible or reversed Carnot cycle. So for reversed Carnot cycle, just remember Q2 by T2 or Q2 by Q1 is equals to T2 by T1. This is the law that has been applicable for the reversible cycle. Okay, so what we can write, we need to find the ratio. So no need to use this thing. You can directly divide these two things. So just divide COP of, because you need to know the fraction as per the question they have said. COP of refrigerator upon COP of heat pump. What it will be? If you divide this and this, you will see this will be Q1 by Q2, and Q1 by Q2 will be what? T1 by T2. Okay, so now let us see what will be T1 by T2. We have given the values T1 as 270. Remember, you need to put all this temperature in absolute system, because the system what they have derived, it is for absolute scale. So this is T1 and T2. T2 it is 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. So just solve it. You will get this value as how much? 0.9. And they have said round off to 2 decimal place. So since no digit are present, you can place it 0. So answer will be 0.90. So in this way you need to solve the problem, but you need to be very quick with the concepts. If you are very thorough with the concepts, you can solve the problem in just 1 minute or less than 30 seconds. So this all for today's class, and for the remaining problems I will discuss in the next lecture that came in GATE 2020, and very soon I will start engineering mechanics topic. The complete subject I will deal, and there you will get the complete insight of how we will tackle the various problems, because most of the students are feeling difficult in this engineering mechanics. So we will see various type of problems and concepts, so that you will never feel doubt anytime in your life. So that's all for today. Thank you guys and have a nice day.